Promise you the secrets of the universe, nothing more.
So there's some secrets out there that the universe don't know about?
Kay! Kay!
There is no Kay. He's been dead for over 40 years.
What?
Somehow history has been rewritten. There has to be a reason this is happening, and Kay seems to be at the center of it.
You're gonna send me back to 1969.
First, we gotta get high.
My man, for real?
No, I mean really high. All you gotta do is jump. You've got 24 hours. After that, there is no coming back.
Hey, Leon.
What's that?
Which one's your favorite Will Smith? Is it the oh hell no Will Smith, or is it the damn Will Smith?
Nah, dog. They ain't neither one of them.
Oh, that's my least favorite one right there. The schnizzlet and the dog and the homie.
Hey, no, none of them beats.
Oh no, you did it.
That's my favorite one.
Is that a Will Smith?
Is that Will Smith? No, that's a Will Smith.
Isn't that Eddie Murphy?
No. To have a proper Will Smith, you have to use slang that's about 7 years outdated that nobody says anymore except young white kids in the suburbs.
That's the one thing you can't help but notice about Men in Black 3 and Will Smith in it is like suddenly for the first time he really feels like you're watching somebody else's dad try to be cool.
I know. It is like that because in this movie he goes back in time and I'm like, what did you go back in time and get? The slang that was back in the 80s and the 90s? Don't nobody say that shit now.
Well, that is funny. He goes back to the 60s and finally his slang is a little bit updated.
Yeah,
well, that makes a lot of sense why they wrote that this way.
He's ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you go back and talk to the Fresh Prince? Don't touch him, though. You don't count yourself out. But, man, I have to say, though, Will Smith is one of those guys where throughout the whole movie, I feel like what's her name in Chinatown? The one who's like, it's my
Faye
daughter.
Dunaway?
It's my mother. It's my sister. It's my daughter.
Yeah.
Through the whole movie, I'm looking at Will Smith. I was like, I hate you. I love you. I hate you.
It's like looking into a mirror, isn't it?
It is.
Except with a mustache.
It is at times. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm just like, fuck, man.
Well, it's like you see Will Smith trying to be cool when you realize, man, I guess you're not cool anymore, and that means, man, I'm getting fucking old.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you look at him, you like see him like before. You can think back to Men in Black 1. The whole thing was like, hey, he was a young guy, but just not quite a kid, but just a young man who was starting his job. He was green, and he had old man K teaching him the ropes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now they're trying to do that shtick, and it's like, you almost 50.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's good they teamed him up with Tommy Lee Jones again because that dude looks like a fucking melting candle from the fucking from the planet of fucking old.
I was so certain he was going to turn out to be an alien. It's not like you look at him and like he didn't get facial reconstruction or anything. He hasn't had plastic surgery because he still looks like you said, like a melting candle. Yeah, but something is terribly wrong. No, it is like 8 layers of pancake makeup on him.
Yeah, because it's like when you look at like Peter O'Toole, like we were talking about him in For Greater Glory, where you go like, man, he got too much plastic surgery. Now he looks weird. But when the alternative is to look like Tommy Lee Jones, hey, maybe the knife ain't so bad.
There was a scene where he's at a diner eating pie, and I'm like, when is your face gonna fall on the crust?
I know.
You accidentally eat yourself. It's like his face is just slipping, man. I mean, talk about Tommy Lee Jones, but you don't need to be putting a guy that looks like that in a movie with other aliens.
It looked like somebody threw a fucking pizza at him. And cheese is just running down his face.
And the shock ending, with a dun 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 right before credits, and his face falls off the plaque. He goes, looks at Will Smith, and goes, "What?"
Man, but the thing is,
you gonna eat that slick?
I always find it fascinating with these Men in Black movies where it seems like the majority of the plot is how do we keep fucking Tommy Lee Jones still in these movies, still relevant. Where I was thinking, you know what? I saw the first Men in Black where it reminded me, I was like, wow, I haven't seen this movie in years. I don't know how many years it's been since that movie, but I was like, man, watching the end of that movie, I was like, they completely wrote him out of the first movie to where, okay, now how did they bring him back in the sequel? Because that makes no sense. They gave Will Smith a new partner. They even had new suits where they were looking like the Matrix, And then all of a sudden, it's like when the sequel came out, they just said, you know what? fuck all those ideas we had at the end of that one. Let's just reboot it and give people the same shit they liked about the first one.
Well, yeah, they just did a remake of the first one. Yeah, you know what? I remember because with the first movie, I remember liking it so much. I didn't expect to. I was like, man, I really dug that. But that ending where they write Tommy Lee Jones out, I was like, that's an odd and almost dumb thing to do.
It was very rushed and like out of nowhere. And you're like, really? Okay. I mean, it was like they wanted to have some amount of emotional impact to make his character feel like I missed out on so much in my life to do this. And the second one just betrays all that completely. And it seems like in the second one, there's actually about half as much Tommy Lee Jones actually in it.
True.
Which seems to me like that was probably a condition on him being in it at all. And the third one is like, fuck it, we barely actually need Tommy Lee Jones. We're just going to get Josh Brolin to play.
Yeah, he pulled a Liam Neeson on this one.
Yeah, he did.
I'll be in the beginning and the end, and then fuck y'all.
I tell you, it's good to have some form of Tommy Lee Jones in there, because as much as I'm talking about Will Smith and as much as I'm making fun of Tommy Lee Jones's face or whatever, it's those guys, they still work well together, even if it's not Tommy Lee Jones in the middle of the movie, even if it's just somebody playing him.
Well, it's Josh Brolin playing him, and like to the extent that I just forgot that I was looking at Josh Brolin, quite frankly. That guy does a hell of an impression.
No, you're right. I'm like thinking, man, maybe Josh Brolin is fucking from the from the future, or however. Maybe he is actually Tommy Lee Jones.
Like he's really Tommy Lee Jones?
Don't know it. Yeah, we just don't know it. Because I mean, his impression of him was just like flawless.
No, I thought it was pretty spot on. Although after a while, I was like, he's starting to slip. He started turning more into George Bush than the Tommy Lee Jones.
I didn't see that as much.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem with it was just that it was so dead on that was supposed to be an entertaining thing of the film to keep you going. Like, wow, it's so funny that he's playing this great Tommy Lee Jones. And it was never funny because it was too accurate.
Yeah, well, that's the point. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones not supposed to be funny. In case you're wondering why there's a young...
in the context of the film, never mind.
Yeah. No, but if you're wondering why there's a young Tommy Lee Jones and Josh Brolin is here and whatnot, you got Will Smith returning as Agent J, who is going back in time to work with the younger Agent K, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and they're trying to stop some alien from taking over the Earth and coming down and destroying it. And you know how these movies are.
The alien Tommy Chong from the planet High.
That was Jermaine Clemens as Boris the animal, and that young Tommy Lee Jones that we see in this movie is Josh Brolin, who, as we say, does a spot-on impression. I mean, Josh Brolin is, I have to say, he's amazing in this movie. If there's nothing else I can say that's great about this film, it's Josh Brolin. But I tell you, there are a lot of great things in the movie. I think a lot of great gags. It's just that a lot of it is broken up by gags that aren't that funny.
Well, it's like they got all the details right on the side. Like whoever was in charge of the CG stuff and the set design and the costume design, just the conceptual design was right on. There's a lot of stuff there to enjoy.
Bo Welch.
But whoever was actually writing the screenplay just didn't seem to give a fuck.
It had that feeling of like, we want to make a Men in Black movie. Or did somebody write a good script? Look, we want to make a Men in Black movie. Just somebody write something so we can get going.
You know what's big right now? Mad Men's really big. We should find a way to put them in like the Mad Men time.
No, you're right. I mean, because I tell you what, the saddest part about this movie is like the first 40 minutes of it or so, when they're trying to do the comedy, when they're trying to get that chemistry to work again with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. There's times when it really does fall flat on his face.
I thought that's all it did was fall flat.
The thing is, it's like, like you said, there's moments where you feel like you're back in the Men in Black universe. But yeah, when they try to do their gags, and it's like, wow, you guys, you're not even trying. You're doing some really lazy comedy here. And what makes it even worse is that I was noticing like continuity errors, like strange things that just didn't make any sense to me, where I'm like, okay, normally average moviegoer wouldn't recognize these small flaws, but I noticed a lot of flaws in this movie, just like, like doors coming unhinged for no reason, just to make the scene make sense, and just like little things. Like I was like, at one moment I thought they killed an alien, and then the next moment you see the alien driving by like completely alive, and I was like, okay, wait a minute.
I thought you were gonna say, I noticed continuity errors. Like there's one scene where it looks like the present time, then they drive down the street, and it looks like it's 1969. I didn't get it.
I know.
Carl, say go back in time, you know?
And I kept waiting for the movie to tell me at the very end, well, we've been going back and forth through time. And I'm like, okay, maybe that does make sense. But no, it's the fault of the editor and the director.
When you've got a time travel movie, you do expect to a certain extent to have that sort of thing. And if it's good enough all for everything else, you go, well, fuck it, you know, whatever. Just don't think about it too much. But that's not what's going on here. You're right. It's like stuff that has nothing to do with the time continuity. It's just general filmmaking shit that they're like, wait a minute, what the hell? That just did. Never mind.
You know what? You don't for a movie like this though. It's like the Avengers, and already there's people already out there saying, "How dare you compare Men in Black to the Avengers?"
I almost
Take
killed
it
you.
easy, man.
I almost just killed you.
Watch it, sucker.
We got a whole bunch of nerds out there turning to Will Smith. Oh no, you didn't! Oh hell no! Damn!
Take it easy.
No, man, I'm not. I'm saying that with these kind of movies, it's a sci-fi comedy, and as long as the entertainment's there, you don't try to look at it for continuity. Really, where they're going, the biggest failures or the biggest successes are going to lie in whether that humor works. And I think most of the humor that works in it is when they go back to 1969, because the beginning of the movie, I was hating the beginning of the movie. I was sitting up there just rubbing my face, and I was like, man, if this is going to be how the next hour and 50 minutes is going to be, I'm checking out right now.
Yeah, it was pretty weak.
Yeah, but you know, once they get to the point where, and there's a really uncomfortable moment. Emma Thompson's in the movie, and she comes out. She replaces Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Which describes Tommy Lee Jones's face. She replaces Rip Torn. Rip Torn's character is actually dead, and there's a moment
like the real Rip Torn.
Yeah. Oh, is he dead?
Didn't he die?
No. No, he's just drunk and in jail somewhere.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about his character on 30 Rock.
I was like, don't get me wrong. He is one of those dudes where you do ask, man, he should be dead now.
I'm thinking about his liver.
No, liver's being dead.
I think he's Tommy Lee Jones' son, isn't he?
Daddy, how come I'm not in the movie with you, Daddy? Daddy!
That would have made sense in the contents of the movie, but they weren't even smart enough to think about that.
No, but yeah, Emma Thompson replaced his character, and there's a really uncomfortable moment in the movie. And right after her scene is done, that's when we get into the stuff that we like to see in the Men in Black movies, where it's just a parade of alien creatures on the screen, one after another. That's always enjoyable to see. And it makes me wish they'd have another Men in Black cartoon come on someday, because I actually think a cartoon would work better than this movie.
Yeah,
but then
worked better than the second movie, too.
Yeah,
that second movie is horrible. But then the movie really kicks in when Will Smith actually has to time travel. You get some very clever visual gags that go on with that. I won't even tell you. There's a scene where he's actually going down. He's jumped off the Empire State Building, and you get to see him go through all these different time periods. And visually, they play with that very well. And when they get to the 1960s, they do something where, now this is a huge flaw. They do something that's very funny. He's about to go to 1969, and the guy that's giving him the device to time travel says, "Hey, dude, hey, man, you sure you want to go back to 1969? He's telling this to Will Smith. He's like, because it really wasn't great for your people. Today's better, dude. But then, and I'm thinking, I'm glad they're getting topical with this. I mean, they need to start addressing how blacks can't really time travel to the past, but they must have went to an alternate.
Hey, wait, man, we can. We just shouldn't.
No, we should not. But we don't want to, believe me.
Never been a black Doctor Who, that's all I'm saying. So I think it's not a coincidence.
I'm one of those guys that I do not want to see a time machine. But it's funny because when they go back to 1969, do all this stuff talking about how bad it is for black people back then. And when they go back, what's the first thing you see? A black dude hugging a white woman,
Oh, I thought you were going to say the first thing is a black guy stealing a car. That's not helping.
Yeah, Will Smith, the first thing he does when he goes back is steals the car and miles off to the police. Yeah. But then we see the black guy with the white woman, and we got like high-ranking black officers, and I'm like, the 1969 don't really look that bad for black people in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the Disney version of how black people suffered. Well, I mean, the tagline should have been, black people in time time machines don't mix.
You know, it's funny because you see on the street when they used to, like in our pictures, we see them like hosing black people down and sticking dogs on them. Today it's like rainbows coming out of the hoses and poodles licking the black people's faces. In this dimension,
a time machine is a black man's worst enemy.
Technically, by 69, it wasn't quite as bad as what you think.
Yeah, but you don't want them to deal with it too much, or you're going to get the danger of them going, ooh, we should do some stuff like in Forrest Gump or Zelig with Will Smith. You know, didn't you see that? It seemed like the movie was about one meeting away from having him in the background behind Martin Luther King somewhere.
Yeah. I didn't want to get into that, but I'm just, I thought that was funny how much they want to make a big deal, how bad the 60s were for black people. And then you get there and it's like, hey, free white women for every black man.
Well, I mean, are you building a time machine now?
That's if there's any reason why I would do it, it'd be to go back just to 1969.
It's conception.
And you know, I get off the machine saying, where are the white women? Yeah, man. You know, actually heard one of the most racist things about this movie. I'm telling you what I heard. I'm not making a joke. Somebody, I don't know if they were joking or not, because it wasn't somebody who seemed like they had those kind of feelings, but they were like, I don't like the movies anyway. And I'm like, why? You know, I'm thinking they're going to say something because Will Smith, and they're like, they stopping all these extraterrestrials and they can't stop Mexicans from coming to the country. I was like, what? I'm like, what, man? Serious? That's why you don't like these movies? It's like they want the fourth movie to be them just dropping aliens and just going after Mexicans.
Hey, I'd go see that.
Yeah.
But you know, a nigger ain't gonna do that.
Don't talk to those guys anymore.
Yeah, that MIB, the B is for Border Patrol.
Its conception of that time is just as goofy as its conception of its modern day. I mean, it's ridiculous, pop, silly. I mean, you can't take it seriously at all. I mean, there's a whole sequence, and I thought the best sequence in the movie where they go to Andy Warhol's factory. And it's a really clever thing that they do in there that works. It has a great cameo. It's super funny, but it's so exaggerated that, you know, I'm kind of a fan of that whole period. And I'm like, yeah, it was nothing like that. That's wildly exaggerated.
But like the jokes they play off of it are genuine and genuinely funny.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, somebody had really had something to say about this time period and they're making good, strong jokes. But moments like that are few and far between.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
You have to sit through a lot of jokes just falling like lead eggs on the ground until you get something like, okay, that was funny, but it doesn't get on a roll. Like there is no roll. There's no momentum.
They're not even groaner jokes.
Yeah.
They're just like not sure if that was a joke or not type of thing. You're like, it's trying to be lightly funny the whole time. It never wants to commit to its humor, which is part of the problem. It never really takes any chances on that level. But that being said, like I said, you were saying, Corey, like there's just this parade of aliens and kind of neat stuff like that going through. And that kind of kept me going through it on the whole. I mean, its biggest flaw is that it's just not funny.
Well, I wish it did for me, because I really, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, the aliens look cool. They're all done by Rick Baker, of course. So how can they not be cool? But I mean, the biggest problem is, trying to find the jokes in this scatterbrained story where, you know, every time they actually got something right where it was funny, I was like, but at the same time, I'm like, what is the focus of the story? Like, where are we going with it?
Yeah,
like,
even
and who is this bad guy? Why is he so bad? I mean, it's like, it's basically just a cat and mouse chase, you know, and they use the whole time travel thing as a device to make that bland story much more interesting.
Last chance. Who are you and what do you know?
I'm an agent of Men in Black, but I'm from the future. We're partners. 25 years from now, you're going to recruit me. And 14 years after that, the guy you didn't let me kill today at Coney Island, he escapes from prison and jumps back in the past and unleashes a full-scale invasion of Earth. We had about 19 hours to catch him and kill him. So really, we need to go right now.
But I didn't have the same fun I had watching the first Men in Black movie where, you know, like I said, I saw that recently and I forgot how really fucking good that movie is.
Yeah.
Well, where this one, it just seemed like, oh man, I feel like I'm revisiting part 2 again. It seems like this is a perfect companion piece to part 2 as far as how we can just completely forget about it. You know, if Ghostbusters had a part 3, I hope it doesn't end up like this, because it's kind of somehow lost the heart of that first film to where it's like, they're just trying to show you cool set pieces, cool gags, but it's like, you know what? I've kind of already seen all this. It just wasn't really doing anything for me.
The movie likes to pretend like it's going to be a character piece with J and K. Like, oh, we're going to find out about a bunch about them we didn't know before. And like the fact that you find out anything more at all about Jay, however minor it is kind of a surprise. But the fact is with K and his whole arc, it's kind of a magic trick they pull on you because at the end, you don't know shit. Like Emma Thompson's whole role, it's insinuated that she's going to be this important part of his whole life. And yet there's absolutely nothing. She has no arc of any kind. You're like, wow, why was she even in this fucking movie?
Yeah,
Because he doesn't
you know what,
come
man?
to anything.
Well, it makes you think about the first one. It's like, okay, well, who was that girl that Tommy Lee Jones was pining for? I assumed that was his wife that he really loved, that he was dying to get back with. What happened to that whole storyline?
Well, there's a part in the movie where, there's several parts in the movie where Will Smith keeps asking Tommy Lee Jones, really, man, what happened? What happened? What happened to you, man? What happened? And by the movie, you don't know what happened.
That's what's hilarious because there's no sense of tension through the movie as far as like capturing a villain that I didn't feel like who cares. Never felt like anybody was in danger. The jokes weren't keeping it going. The only thing that was keeping it going was the Will Smith asking like, "What happened to you?"
I think
so you hold on to like, all right, I just want to stick around and see what happened to him.
Heavy that happens to change him from more of a happy-go-lucky guy.
They do not tell you. You leave that theater.
You gotta wait till part 4.
Going like, wait. I still don't know.
Will Smith was actually at our screening at the end of the movie. He stood up and said, "No, really, what happened?" He's like, "Hey, man, we don't know. You tell us."
I'm hoping there wasn't like a stinger or something at the end of the fucking movie.
Well, why would they do that with a big character arc like that? Make that just like you got to wait to the end of the credits to find out. Shit, that's just terrible, right there, man.
It's all just a magic trick. They go, "Okay, you're gonna see where the rabbit is. What's that over there? Hey, where'd the magician go?" There never was a rabbit.
But the saddest part is that I never realized how much, like, especially now thinking about 2 in this one, how much they really try to shoehorn in ideas that they should have introduced in the first one if they wanted to make all this make sense. Because I was like, wow, it seems like you guys are just picking up ideas, throwing them in just so these 2 characters can have something more to like, I don't know, to have more of a history together. Like the shit they pulled with Star Wars where it's like, oh, Anakin built C-3PO. And I'm like, oh, you're doing that shit with this movie? Because it really feels like you just wrote this in like 10 minutes ago. Well, and it was such a predictable ending that you just didn't feel it because it felt so manufactured.
The only thing that kept it from being predictable to me, because I was just like, there's no way they do something like that. Oh shit, they just did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. It's like the first Men in Black was inspired and somebody really worked on it. And with the second one, it was a remake of the first one. And this one, it's not a remake of any of those, but it's just a bunch of ideas pulled from other movies. I was like, wow, I'm just not seeing anything I haven't seen before.
I mean, who has seen anything they have seen before? It's just the problem with this film is that it just tries to rely too much on the budget, and the budget meaning the visuals. I mean, that's really in the star power. This is a movie that wants to it really is riding off of Will Smith in the Aliens, because everything else in some inspired writing in spots. I mean, and I think there's a lot going on there. Like, I think I like the movie better than you guys do, because I was sitting there laughing at a lot of stuff. I don't think it all fit together, but I mean, you had some really great scenes followed by a lot of stuff that would be writing more suitable for television. I mean, because that's how the delivery was on a lot of jokes. It was a punchline that had that sitcom delivery, and the whole movie felt like, well, as long as we can write off these special effects and Will Smith, and everything else doesn't really have to be up to par, all that expensive, or well, we don't have to hire the 18 people to do this. Like at the very beginning of the movie, I hate the music for this film. I don't know who did it, but
it's Danny Elfman. Surprisingly,
what?
It was Danny Elfman.
Man, because the beginning of this movie starts out, this is some of the most generic shit that you will ever hear. And Danny Elfman did this.
Yeah, where he got Metalocalypse to do the lead guitar and
apparently Danny Elfman either goes between la 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 or
like this crunching guitar music where I'm like, oh, how does this fit into the world of
Crunchy is right. I think he was chewing on that guitar. Man, it's terrible music for this film. But look, I like I said, I don't think it's horrible. I just think that this is a film that had a lot going for it, and I wish they had done more with it. For all the stuff that's bad, there's a lot of stuff that's good that's either suitable or should have been built up a little more, made you wish that you had.
Josh Brolin Josh Brolin really had, like, this role was made for him. I'm like, wow, you know what? Seeing him be Tommy Lee Jones's character, I was like, wow, this is perfect. It's very rare that you see perfect casting for somebody to play a younger version of an actor. But I mean, the whole part of that was interesting was how he was nailing it in the first like 20 minutes. But after that, it's like they gave that character nothing to do besides just tag along with Will Smith to fight an alien. Where I'm like,
because
okay.
once again, they didn't know what they were going to end up doing with that character, as we found out by the end, where it's like, oh, you didn't actually have a resolution for all this character stuff you set up.
It's only a
so
matter,
you just went, what are you talking about? No, look, here's something with Will Smith's character. There you go.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before that incredible acting job becomes an impression because it don't give me anything to do. It's not a character anymore.
No,
man. There's some great set design in here. That's why I love the 60s part, because there's some great set design. That thing you said about the whole Andy Warhol scene, that's a laugh out loud section right there for many reasons. And Will Smith still plays well with Tommy Lee Jones and
whoever's playing him.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's playing him. And Will Smith himself goes between being, as we say, that Will Smith that's still trying to be that cool Will Smith from the 80s to being Will Smith that we know and love today. I give it a little matinee.
Well, I don't know. I didn't feel nearly as positive about the movie as you did.
Well, fuck you then. No, I don't mean
your attitude all night. Every time I try to speak, you have to interrupt and go like, "Yo, man, it wasn't that bad."
He still thinks Will Smith's going to call him one of these.
I'm thinking he'll put you in Men in Black 4.
Yeah, when am I going to get to play his brother?
Yeah, you know what? Come back and play the young Will Smith.
I will say if there's one thing that we didn't talk about that I liked was the character that comes late into the game, Griffin, played by actor Michael Stuhlbarg. I think that's his name.
Sure.
And he's been a lot of stuff I like Boardwalk Empire and Hugo. And he's most famous. Well, he's a serious man. He was the main character in that. But I like that actor and everything he brought to it. He was like, I don't know, he's just a smiling kind of fresh face. It was like, wow, this is actually something that's brightening all this up. And he's kind of a fun character.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's where that guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a more retarded version of his character on Boardwalk Empire.
Right. Yeah. Because on Boardwalk Empire, he's a gangster. He's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So it's amazing he can go back and forth like that.
Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, the thing is, what I found about this movie is that despite all the special effects and aliens, it was just like, you know what? The script is just so weak that these actors, I don't know how much is their fault and how much is the script. There's not much for them to do to really give it any life. And I just found myself, there was a point in the movie, by the third act, I was like, you know what? If the film broke right now and I could go home, I just wouldn't care. Like, I don't care what happens. It could just end. It could end in a way that's stupid. If it's faster, so be it. I'm going to forget this movie. To me, it's a high rental.
Yeah, I think I'm largely there with you. Especially I'm glad you brought up that one actor because he's a neat character and they find a new thing to do with time travel, or at least something you don't see very often that involves him. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But he's third act material. It's by that point you're kind of like, all right, this is just how this one is going to be. That being said, I keep coming back to how neat I thought the aliens were, because I thought there was really cool alien design. I give them points for not falling back on the aliens from the previous two films we've already seen.
I am surprised it didn't have the worms in there.
They didn't go the little worm things. They were in the background at best. They didn't have the talking dog,
right?
Except as a picture on someone's wall.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do Tony Shalhoub's character. He didn't come back.
That's weird because those are like signature characters, not just from the movie series, but from the cartoon as well.
I'm glad they didn't, because it's like, okay, that would just feel too much like, okay, we got to hit all these notes again. And you got to see new aliens in there and ones that were pretty fucking cool. In fact, there was a sequence early on that was so violent with them. I was like, are you sure this is for kids? It's like a sequence he Will Smith reaches inside one and rips its heart out.
Oh, yeah. It turns out a Death Wish with aliens.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is this? And that stuff's going on pretty constantly in the movie. It's not funny. It's just interesting. Like I said, whoever did all that design, it's like, hey, my hat's off to you. You did a hell of a good job. But there's practically no script here at all. They just didn't think about it much. The plot, you can understand it, but like as co-host said, who is this villain? Where the fuck? Why does he even want to do all this shit? It's like, I thought Jermaine Clement really did as good a job as he could have done with terrible dialogue that was written for him. And the FX guys, the way they designed him was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that was.
Like there's a point where he goes all out towards the end for a second. Corey dropped his dread. He was like, motherfucker. So there is that stuff that keeps you going, but it's just tacked on top of, it's pretty stuff tacked on top of a really flimsy backboard. So I'm gonna give it a high rental as well.
Coles, before you start, I just want to ask, because you brought up the villain, but I just want to ask you guys what you felt about this. in every one of these Men in Black movies, it never feels like a threat because they're always talking about this alien is a danger to Earth, or he's got this huge army, or he's going to bring doom, and it's always one dude. It's always like one guy.
Which is why it feels so stupid. It's like, you know, I've grown up since Men in Black.
Don't you have an army of agents with huge powered weapons? Why is only two guys going
I just
out?
got done watching Avengers a couple weeks ago, and they had a huge fucking army.
Yeah, and they're always just chasing one chump. I'm expecting like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones to stop that alien and pull the mask off of it, his old man Jenkins and shit. Like, come on, man. You know,
it might as well be. It really
Robin
might
Williams.
As well be.
Mork, what are you doing here?
Nanu.
No, oh, that would have been bad. That would have been. Hey, how you doing? I just processed that. I'm sorry. But I mean, yeah, the sad thing is that the fun of the first Men in Black is not here. It is almost like a faint memory of that of the second one. Actually, it's a faint memory of the second one and how much you guys just really didn't have anything really thought out here. You just needed to fucking go throw that Men in Black, that logo on a poster to get people in here to take their money. And with this, it's unfortunate because, I mean, we've seen plenty of cool, interesting sci-fi story ideas, even on television with Doctor Who. And there's like a plethora of fucking sci-fi stories out there where I'm like, wow, this is what you guys came up with after all these years. You kind of gave me a rehash of shit that I'm sure this script, it probably was never a script. It looked like a series of post-it notes on a goddamn board saying, you know, let's make sure we hit this note, this note, this note, this note, and this note. And don't forget about this one over here, just to remind people it's still Men in Black. And that's unfortunate because, you know, you want to have that fun sci-fi movie for the summer. And this is not fucking it. And Will Smith, man, dude, you got to start picking your scripts better because, I mean, you and Tommy Lee Jones are pretty much in the same boat as far as I'm concerned when I'm like, man, I remember that dude from a long time ago. But I was really disappointed that, just Will Smith, I felt like, man, this is like I'm watching goddamn like Will Smith channel back in the 90s.
I know, it's like they didn't even let him rap on this.
No,
you know,
thank God they did it.
It's almost like he came in the room. Sit down. We got Pitbull doing the songs. What?
I'm shocked they didn't even do that because at least that would have felt a little bit. That would have refamiliarized me with this world again. It's like, it's not Men in Black unless fucking Will Smith is singing and rapping about his own fucking movie.
They're like, no, not on this movie. Negro, how old are you?
Come on, guys, I can still get jiggy with it. Nah. Remember that? Nah.
He comes in spray painted and wearing that tank top from the Fresh Prince and his hat backwards. It's like, man, go put a shirt on.
This is a rental. Did I say that?
We got it.
This is a goddamn rental.
Yeah. He ain't a Fresh Prince no more.
No. He old Prince.
Prince of some retirement community in Florida.
I know. Yeah, the expiration date's old on that bread right there. Will Smith got mold on him.
Hey, man, how old are you?
29.
Oof. You got some city miles on you.